and welcome to Faithfully Feminine. My name is Talia and I'm so glad you're here. This channel is about faith and femininity and spirituality, and we love to talk about ways we can integrate our feminine side to bring it more into life, to connect with God and our spirituality, to live a life that is a bit more easeful, a little bit more joyful, and one that has a really positive and healthy relationship with the masculine. Spiritually, as in God, and the masculine in men around us, and physically, the masculine that is always providing money, couches and structure that holds you up, systems, all of these things. Today we're going to be talking about why you might be feeling like the masculine or men in your life are constantly disappointing you. If this is something that you would like to continue to learn about, please keep watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. It would really help my channel get out there a little bit more. So you clicked on this video, maybe you're frustrated, maybe you're just curious, why are men disappointing you? Now, this might not be what you're expecting, and I actually would like to frame it completely as a perspective shift. I did plan this video and I was thinking I could give you lots of tips on communication and blah, 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 blah. And if you'd like a practical video with that, please comment and let me know. I'd love to do another one. But what really came to me was this revelation that I had yesterday. You see, Jacob and I got married on the 21st of December, so less than a month ago, and it has been a crazy, crazy time. We've spent pretty much a month together because we moved away from Australia to Queenstown in New Zealand, in my lovely home now. And it has been a really, really tough couple of weeks. One, because moves are just tricky, weddings are stressful, and we drove from Auckland to Queenstown, which for those of you who know, that's like 15 hours plus when we did some detours and stuff like that. And I didn't really get to have a lot of time to myself. Jacob and I were together the entire time. And I found myself becoming a little bit frustrated with him. And I actually couldn't really put my finger on why. I could nitpick little things that he would do that like wouldn't make me happy. But he's like the best husband I've ever had, the only one. But he's fantastic, and most of the time he is so good. But there was really quite a few moments that I was just so frustrated with him. And even though he would do the right thing, I couldn't let go of the small things, and I just feel grumpy, and I just felt so unfulfilled. I was like, why is he just not why is he not being where I want him to be or what I want him to be? And when we finally settled, which was only a couple of days ago, I finally got some time to spend time with God and to just meditate and be in nature. And I just really felt this drop into my spirit. I was like God was like to me, he said to me, I am your life source. He is not. I need to be your number one. He cannot be. The poor guy, I just realized that I had completely taken my focus off God and put onto him the entire weight of making me happy. I turned to him for everything. I was upset and I would cry to him. If we were going through a good time, I would go to him. I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're like, everything I needed, I was going to Jacob for. And I think it's really important in this feminine journey that we truly understand, ladies, that men are amazing. They are fantastic. They add so much value to our lives, and they bring joy and protection and peace. They are wonderful, but they are the icing on the cake. They are an addition to your happiness. They are an addition to your strength. They are an addition to your goals and your fulfillment in knowing God and being truly yourself and healing yourself. Your relationship with God and yourself is the base of the cake. It's the actual cake, the foundation where everything lies. And then a good man will add to that. And it can easily, like when you're first starting a relationship, you've still got your sense of self, but it can very easily, and I feel like it did for me, it really switched into me becoming so dependent on Jacob to make me happy, especially because we were moving and our lives were in such a state of chaos that I was like grasping. I was like grasping for control. I was grasping for stability because there was like 2 or 3 weeks where we didn't even have a home. We were living out of a suitcase. And I was like, Jacob, make this better, fix it. And he couldn't, because he's not God. He can't put that contentment and settledness and trust in the universe in me. I had to cultivate that. He did his absolute best to provide, to guide, to comfort, and I'm so grateful for that. But I really realized the pressure that I was putting on him to be everything that I needed was not fair at all. So, do not allow yourself to rely on men to make you happy. So, like, here's a few little practical tips of how you can ensure that your foundation is God and you, and then the icing is the male. Because in this feminine world, we've kind of pendulum swung from the hyper independent boss babe area into wanting to be dependent on a man and trust a man and love a man and be a more traditional figure in the household, be more submissive, which is so good. And it can sometimes, if you think, oh, I need to focus on myself, that's going back over here. And it's not about becoming completely independent. That's not the idea. It is about becoming completely dependent on God first, on yourself and your relationship, the universe, whatever you describe. That comes first. And that's where your dependence is. And then that's where your surrender is. That's where your peace is. That's where your joy is. And then as a natural overflow, your man, you can also rely on your man. But you know that ultimately you've kind of got God over the top, the man here, and then you're there. So you're under the protection overwhelmingly of God before you're under the protection of your man. So my biggest advice to keep this strong, and what I do and how I needed to come back, is purely time, discipline. Get with God. Get with God. Sit down, read your Bible, praise and worship him, ask him to remind you of who he is, half an hour a day. I cannot explain how important it is, because it's just like being a recurring theme. I'll go through times in my life where I'll be like, oh, I can get by without spending time with God all the time. Everyone else does it. But then I slowly just slip into disarray because I forget his love. I forget the truth of his word, that he is with us all the time, that he loves us infinitely, that I'm safe, and that he is everything I need. He is the breath in my lungs. So just taking that time, setting yourself up over and over again every single day. That's all I've got for you. It is the most simple thing. It's not this mind-blowing new thing that you've ever heard. It's literally get by yourself. Have some me time. Reflect on your behavior. It was my reflection on my behavior that kind of got me to realize how much pressure I was putting on Jacob. Get with yourself. Get with God. Ask him to show you what's going on. Ask him to show you his love. Read his word. Spend time in gratitude and thanksgiving. And I really think that is your foundation. That's where you'll get your life force, because it's like every time you spend time with God, it's like you're plugging into the electrical circuit, and then he's just downloading all the charge into you for the day. And then you're all charged, and then you have your man, and you're charged to meet your man with love and vitality and trust him, and it's beautiful. But if you're not getting charged and you're depleted and you're going to your man to charge you, that's going to drain him and you, and you're going to be unsatisfied. So you want to know why your man's disappointing you? Could be multiple reasons, but this is a really big one. If you want some communication tips for actual, I want my man to do this and he won't do it, then let me know, because I am thinking of doing that for another video. But I hope this helps. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. So good to be back with you. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!